India's biggest nuclear project was built to keep its secrets buried. Now, thousands of files linked to the site are out in the open on the dark web. Blueprints, floor plans, security documents. The breach is no longer a mystery. The real question is who now knows what India hoped nobody ever would. India's largest nuclear power plant is at the center of a major security scare after a ransomware gang dumped thousands of files linked to the facility online. The Kudankulam Nuclear Power Plant in Tamil Nadu sits at the heart of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's push to expand India's atomic energy program. Now it finds itself tied to one of the country's most sensitive data leaks in years. The hacking group World Leaks has posted nearly 19,000 files, totaling 14.3 gigabytes, on the dark web, labeling them as belonging to Anil Ambani's Reliance Group, a contractor on the plant. Cybersecurity researcher Rakesh Krishnan says the files have been sitting online since June 11th. Reliance has confirmed a partial breach on a server hosted by data center provider Yotta and says the government has been told. What exactly was taken has not been disclosed. Reuters reviewed the documents, dated between 2016 and mid-2025. Their authenticity could not be verified, but they appear to include blueprints for ventilation and cooling systems, floor plans of a control room, supplier lists, inspection records, and even an insurance policy covering acts of terrorism. The files relate to Unit 3 and Unit 4, still under construction and due online by 2027, and do not appear to touch the reactor's core systems, which are supplied by Russia's Rosatom. Yotta says it spotted suspicious activity on the server back in May and stopped a suspected ransomware attempt, only for Reliance to flag breach claims by outside actors weeks later. The claims have not been independently verified.
They could show an adversary not just who has access to the project, but which systems that access reaches.
India's cybersecurity agency is now looking into the matter, though officials have largely stayed silent. This is not Kudankulam's first brush with a cyber threat. Malware linked to a North Korean hacking group was found on the plant's administrative network back in 2019, though authorities said at the time that operations were unaffected. India ranks third globally for data breaches, behind only the United States and France, with close to 29 million accounts compromised last year alone. Industry surveys suggest most Indian firms remain unaware of just how exposed they really are. For now, the scale of the damage at Kudankulam remains unclear, and so does who exactly is behind it. India is negotiating the sale of its supersonic BrahMos missile to the United Arab Emirates as the Gulf state moves to rearm in the wake of the recent war in the Middle East. According to Reuters, 4 sources familiar with the talks said New Delhi and Abu Dhabi are discussing the BrahMos deal, while 2 of those sources said the Akash-Tir air defense system, built by state-run Bharat Electronics alongside the Indian Army, is also on the table.
UAE has shown interest in a number of our weapon systems, including BrahMos and Akash-Tir. The talks between India and the UAE are at the initial stages and are progressing fast.
The UAE's interest comes after Iran struck the Gulf state directly during the recent conflict, pushing Abu Dhabi to bolster its air defenses and protect the Strait of Hormuz, the route through which much of its energy exports pass. The UAE already fields American hardware, including the Atacam's ballistic missile and the Patriot and THAAD air defense systems. It signed a memorandum of understanding with South Korea earlier this year to promote defense cooperation. Analysts say the outreach to India reflects a broader strategy of spreading out its arms suppliers.
A diversified supplier base gives the UAE more strategic autonomy, and closer ties with India have the added benefit of not antagonizing the US as the countries remain allies.
Any sale of the BrahMos would still need approval from Russia, which co-developed the missile with India. One source close to the matter said this is unlikely to pose a hurdle, given Moscow's close ties with Abu Dhabi. India has already sold the BrahMos to Vietnam and Indonesia, with the Philippines its first export customer back in 2022. Thailand, South Africa, Brazil and Chile have also shown interest. According to the Indian government, New Delhi's defense exports have climbed past $4 billion for the year to March, up sharply from just over $7 million in 2013. India remains the world's second-largest arms importer, accounting for more than 8% of global purchases. For Indian officials, the push to deepen defense ties with the UAE carries a strategic edge too, seen in New Delhi as a counterweight to a recent defense pact struck between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief of the Naval Staff.
Slinix with Sri Lanka, etc. But that's the business end of Navy.
देवियों और सज्जनों, आपसे अनुरोध है कि राष्ट्रीय
In 2019, she is commanded by Lieutenant Commander Abhinash Patra.
Commanded by DIG Davis John Manoj.
क्षेत्रों की सुरक्षा, रणनीतिक जलमार्गों की पेट्रोलिंग और देश के तटीय और समुद्र
Be it the Naval Academy or the professional schools in Kochi.
Protection, search and rescue, and EEZ patrol duties.
सहयोगियों के साथ संयुक्त गश्त जैसे शांति व्यवस्था मिशनों में महत्वपूर्ण स्टेशन एवं संचार प्रणालियों से लैस यह जहाज खोज एवं बचाव।
The ship that you see on your left is Maldivian Coast Guard ship Huravi.
Kapal Parang Republic, Indonesia, Bung Tomo on your right, commanded
और आकाश में सक्षम आधुनिक हथियारों से लैस है।
Navy of Oman vessel Saad from Oman, commanded by Lieutenant Commander
Republic of Iran ship Dana, commanded by Commander Abu Zaid.
is the parade of sails. The first two vessels are INSV, including operations in the Gulf of Aden and major multinational exercises.
Varamunga, commanded by Commander Ken Brown. She's an Anzac class.
She is designed for multi-mission escort and
से सक्षम है।
Union of Myanmar ship King Ong Zea on your right-hand side. She's
her
commanded.
left is the ship of the Republic of Philippines, Miguel Malvar. She is
The ship contributed immensely during COVID-19 by carrying vaccine
commanded by Captain Tille C. Shivashankar. It is a research vessel
by Commander Sumit Kumar Singh.
शार्दुल भारतीय नौसेना पोत जमुना का उपयोग हाइड्रोग्राफिक और
INS Ghadial, commanded by Commander Gaurav Tiwari. She's the
साइड स्कैन सोनार, ऑटोनोमस जलयान और रिमोटली ऑपरेटेड व्हीकल्स
commanded by Commander Ashwini Kumar Bura.
आईएनएस पनडुब्बी रोधी कॉर्वेट का तीसरा जहाज है जो उन्नत सोनार, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक रखरखाव और मानवीय क्षमताओं को बढ़ाता है। क्योंकि समुद्र में ऑपरेट करते समय सबसे बड़ी चुनौती अक्सर समुद्र।
The idea is to support as many non-swimmers as possible and get them
ग्रुप क्या है? कैरियर बैटल ग्रुप एक व्यापक सामुद्रिक क्षमता के रूप में न सिर्फ इंडिया की फॉर्मिडेबल फायर पावर का सिंबल है, बल्कि
naval ship Vikrant, the made in India, made for India aircraft. Distinguished Seva Medal, the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Western Naval Command.
काम करता है।
Commissioned by the Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau, Indian naval ship Udaygiri, commanded
Missile corvette. She's commanded by Staff Lieutenant Colonel Jasib Mohammed
and the officer in tactical command of this review.
इस जहाज का आदर्श
Shri Indra Shakti. It is a multi-role support ship of the Royal Malaysian Navy, the lead Valor class frigate of the South African Navy. SAS Amateur, a Hamilton-class high-endurance ship that joined the Bangladesh Navy Marshal Shapushnikov of the Russian Navy, commanded by Captain First Rank Merkulov Sergei Viktorovich.
Look ahead, ladies and gentlemen, as the MiG-29K streaks across the horizon.
ये रहे एंजल्स यानी चेतक। भारतीय नौसेना की क्षमता में मजबूती आई है और यह देश की सुरक्षा और समृद्धि भी रेंज भी P8I है तैयार अभी।
Black Panthers, led by Captain Abhishek Gawande, are sourced from Indian industries. The design came from the Indian Navy.
जा रही है। इस संदर्भ में भारतीय नौसेना सिर्फ एक सहायक शक्ति
He is commanded by Commander Praveen Kumar Akela.
अपने नाम को सार्थक करते हुए सिंधु कीर्ति के आदर्श वाक्य हैं बलम